Hello, this is D and I'm back with another video, and finally I get to show you guys my RTX 5090. Now, I was able to get the ASUS TUF edition. I got it on launch day. Now, how it all went down is initially I wanted to get an RTX, well, I wanted to get the nvidia version of the 5090, so the FE edition. Unfortunately, the first couple of waves I was unable to secure it. So the third wave came, I saw the ASUS TUF popped up, I got it, and the rest is history. Now, unfortunately, it kind of took a long time to receive it. I didn't get it until about 2 months later. So for the last week and a half or so, I've been going through a lot of benchmarks. I've been trying to break world record scores. I've been having a blast with my RTX 5090. Now, I want you guys to see the performance of my ASUS TUF. This is the non-overclocked edition. Fortunately for me, I got a golden sample and it performs above its specs. Now, that will be showcased in the benchmarks and you guys will get to see it for yourself. Now, I also had to upgrade my case because I was going to get, like I said initially, the RTX 5090 Founders Edition, which is a lot smaller. It would have fit in my HYTE Y70. Unfortunately, I got the ASUS TUF, which is a much longer card, and it just wouldn't cut it in that case. So I also upgraded to the HYTE Y60, or I should say Y70 Infinite Touch. It has a display screen, and I've been eyeing this PC for quite some time, so I said, why not just do it, because I need to get a new case anyways. And in the whole process of this, the 9950X3D also came out. And having a 7900X, which is a fantastic CPU, I thought of the additional cores that the 9950X would provide me, as well as the 3D cache, and I also upgraded my CPU. So today we're going to see kind of a host of improvements, a host of metrics. We're going to see the improvements that I got from my 4090 to my 5090. We're also going to see the improvements I got from my 7900X to my 9950X 3D, and we're also going to see the performance, like the thermals, and how much better my HYTE Y70 Infinite case looks over the old Y40. So without further ado, let's just get into some benchmarks. We're going to show you guys some metrics here, and I'm going to come back. We're going to get into some gameplay, and we'll talk further on my ASUS RTX 5090 performance over the 4090. Now, as you guys can see, that is a pretty big uptick in performance. Now, out of all of the 5,000 lines of GPUs, or I should say series of cards that came out, the 5090 had the biggest uplift in performance. Now, mine's, fortunately for me, is performing above spec. I'm over to undervolted and overclock it well, and I'm getting much better performance out of it. So it's an even higher increase for myself. So although it is more expensive, I can kind of justify it with the extra performance that I'm getting. Also, my rendering is going to be better, and I just have the best GPU in the world right now. And being on a YouTube channel and talking about tech, you tend to want to have the best hardware, and this is what's available. So I know some people are moaning and groaning in the comments saying this guy's talking about his 5090, or the other people that are unable to get it. I know, and I put that into consideration when I released this video, but fortunately, cards will become available sooner, and I think it's important you guys see how this ASUS TUF performs. Now, like I said, I got a golden sample, but overall, from other users' reports, I'm seeing that they're getting good performance from their ASUS TUF 5090s. Now, my 9950X 3D upgrade over my 7900X far exceeded what I expected. Now, I game at 4K resolution. I don't game at 1440p nor 1080p, and that's where you're going to see the biggest upgrade in performance from these 3D cached CPUs. However, at 4K, it is truly pushing my 5090, and I did see some improvement in performance. Now, for my rendering, I'm going to have more cores. I'm going to have advantages with this cache. I'm going to have greater speeds, so better performance overall. My rendering time has decreased drastically. I want to say almost by 50%. So for me, that's fantastic. Less time editing, more time to do other things with my kids or, my work, whatever. Less time editing is always a good thing. So I got an improvement in performance. Now the case. I was a little bit struck on the case, and I'm gonna give you guys like an honest opinion on this case. I think it's a fantastic case. It should fit any size GPU that you have. The screen, I've always wanted the screen, and I put a nice little GIF on there, and there's other things that you could put on there. There's a whole arrangement of how you can set it up. I think it's fantastic. If you don't want to put a screen on it and you're doing some troubleshooting, you're going into the BIOS, you can actually use that screen and enter your BIOS and make all the changes that you need to do. Especially if you're troubleshooting, you don't have to plug it into the monitor all the time. You can put it at a workstation and you can troubleshoot through the BIOS just by using the front screen. Now, there were a few things that I didn't like about the screen. For one, the mouse movement. Because it's an extended display, when I move my mouse, it kind of goes over to the other screen. So I have to be aware of that. I kind of got used to it, but I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of annoying. If any of you know how to disable this or how to mitigate this, let me know in the comment section down below. I don't know what to say. I'm just kind of rambling at this point, but I just want to give you guys an honest opinion because I know a lot of people review this case and they love the case and they never say anything bad about the case or anything that bothers or irks them because, I don't know, maybe they have a sponsorship. I paid for all of this stuff with my own money. I paid for my ASUS TUF 5090 with my own money, my AMD 9950X 3D, my new motherboard, the new case. Everything was paid out of pocket. So I'm giving you a real world opinion on it. And do I think you should get this case? Yes, if you can get it at a good price, I think it's a fantastic case. I think there's probably some third-party software out there that can control that screen as well. So I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm simply saying that the HYTE Y70 Infinite Touch software for this screen at times can be buggy. Now, this is a gaming PC. I talked about the rendering, I talked about the aesthetics of the PC. The gaming, it blew me away. Now, I even used FrameGen. Now, FrameGen, I'm only gonna use it at the default setting. I'm not gonna use it up to 4 times. I think it's kind of ridiculous, especially at 4K resolution. I'm running a 4K 144 Hertz Samsung QOLED TV. So I don't need it to do 200 frames. So 144 frames and above, whatever, say like 160 frames, is good for my display. So using FrameGen past the default setting on a 5090 with a 4K display, it just doesn't make sense. Now for path tracing, once I turn FrameGen on, I'm getting like 150, depends on the game. I'm getting good frame rates. Without FrameGen being turned on in some of those games, I'm getting like 60 FPS, 65 FPS. So it's still playable. And let's not forget, path tracing is very demanding. If you're trying to run path tracing on a lower tier card at 4K, you're gonna get extremely poor performance. So although at native rendering, it's not amazing, it is playable. 60 FPS is definitely playable with full path tracing enabled. That's with no frame gen. Now, when you turn frame gen on, like I said, it doubles your frames, and I feel it's pretty smooth. I think it's well done in the games that I've had it turned on so far. It's been giving me flawless performance. Now, I did try it 4 times, obviously, but I just didn't like the way it looked. It looked weird. At times I would get artifacts. I just noticed it wasn't as pristine image quality as the default setting. So that's where I left it. Now, if you have like a 5070 Ti, then I can understand you maybe wanting to pump it up to 4 times to try to fill your 4K display. And maybe at that point, for the money that you paid for that card, you're willing to live with the trade-offs of worse image quality. But when you're spending money on a 5090, you don't want to turn any setting down. You don't want any type of compromises. You want it to just run flawlessly. Now, I've kind of talked a lot here, so let's just show some gameplay. I'll come back and I'll wrap this all up. Now, Assassin's Creed Shadows, I'm loving this game right now. And it was kind of a hit and miss with me with my 5090. The drivers were kind of all over the place, but then Ubisoft issued an update and you're seeing the gameplay from that update, and the game seems to be performing well right now. Overall, I'm happy with my ASUS TUF 5090. I think if you can get this card close to MSRP, it's a good buy. Right now in the market, it's one of the cheapest 5090s that you can get, even with the price increases. Yes, its price has increased because this card is no longer available for the MSRP, and that's unfortunate. But once again, it is still cheaper than a lot of the other cards. So I definitely recommend this card. Now, another thing that I didn't talk about, and I almost forgot, and I just remembered right now, to be quite honest with you guys, is the thermal phase changing pad that is on the die of this card. So it has a thermal changing phase pad that is on the die, and it's giving me really good temperatures. Now, the lower your temperatures, the higher that your GPU will boost, the better that you'll most likely be able to undervolt the card. And because of this combination, and also me just getting a lucky chip, I'm getting fantastic performance. So the cooler is extremely beefy. I think the RGB is well done. That was something that I was kind of reluctant on because I do like RGB on my cards, and it has just a slight accent of RGB, but my case is filled with RGB and I feel that it just fits in. Now I have this on its side in a riser, and most people are not going to do this in their PC. Most still have it the traditional way, and I will say that I do like the aesthetics of it. Another thing that surprised me about the case actually is that the riser supports Gen 5. Now when I put it in my system, I can see that it's running at Gen 5 speed, so that was a nice surprise for this case, because going out there and trying to find a Gen 5 riser, I believe they're pretty expensive, and I also believe they're hard to find. So overall, let's just wrap this up. The card is fantastic. It's one of the cheaper 5090s out there that you can find. I recommend it. The case is also fantastic. Overall, I'm just happy with all the upgrades that we made on this PC. So hopefully you guys liked this video. Hopefully you learned something today. If you're in the market for an ASUS TUF, I do recommend the card. If you're in the market for a 9950X3D, once again, it's a fantastic CPU. Now, I want to say that if you are just gaming, that you're better off getting a 9800X3D. It's cheaper and you're going to get the same performance as a 9950X3D. I see some people out there that just want to get the best thing, and that's fine, but if you're not going to use those cores, it doesn't make sense getting a 9950X3D if you're just gaming. And the HYTE case, like I said, I'm really enjoying it. My only real annoyance is the external screen when my mouse kind of scrolls over to it. So I hope you guys like this video. Like I usually say, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. If you like this type of content, let me know in the comment section down below. I did just receive a 5070 Ti in that I will be testing. So if you guys want to see the results for that, also let me know in the comment section down below. Like I usually say, like, share, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys on the next one.